Welcome, Benchwarmers. Man, good to be here. This is a new podcast that we have to give you. This is the Armchair Benchwarmers Podcast. I'm here with Camz. And yeah, man, I'm here with this all Ezra.
Peace to the Middle East, bro. Peace to the Middle East, bro.
And what's his name again? The guy behind us?
To be perfectly honest, man, it's short story, man. I was rolling through Henderson. Guy had his hand out. He was busking. I said, look, come along. Maybe you can sort of add some value to our sports podcast. So, look, here he is, man. I didn't even know his name.
Hey, guys, my name is Brian. I'm a cup shaker down at Henderson Lights. So if you see me down there, I'm shaking the cups. I'll wash your windows if you ask.
There you go, man. There you go. Help a brother out. Help a brother out. So,
Yeah.
Cam, it's good to be here, bro.
Man, I'm glad you said that because I'm glad to be here too, bro.
I think the title, the Armchair Benchwarmers, really sort of summarizes sort of what this show is going to be about. I think we're definitely guys that are passionate about sport, but we sort of throw all those comments probably from the armchairman from the seat. So, what are your thoughts on our title, man? What are your thoughts on our title?
I absolutely love the title, man, because I'm reminded on all the hate that goes on with guys.
Haters.
With when you talk to your friends and that, and when people go online and talk about sports teams and games and that.
I just got the text. Hater alert!
You know what? We need like a proper button.
Oh no, I'm sure people in the comments that are going to be looking at this are going to be doing their job for us, bro. So look, we can save our 5 cents and we'll leave it to them.
But what I was talking about is like these haters that call like guys that try to be analytical about their teams and sports and that and in games, and they call them like, well, you're just the armchair coach or whatever on social media, man. Like we're gonna acknowledge that, and so what? We are that. We're the armchair benchwarmers.
Whoa. Cam. I don't talk about it, bro. I'm about it. I'm that guy's about it, bro. Bro, I've played rep under nines. Bro, that should at least qualify me to be able to... Bro, Cam, I've played rep under nines. That should at least qualify me to be able to at least have an educated opinion, bro.
There, yeah,
bro,
played,
fact checker.
PNG,
Brian, check it out, bro.
PNG under nines netball. Yep, confirmed.
Okay. So, okay. This is the Armchair Benchwarmers Podcast. I'm your host, Camz. This is Ezra. And Ninja guy at the back there.
Hey, it's Brian, cup shaker down in Henderson. Come and see me.
Brian at the back there. Yeah, man, we're just a bunch of guys that, man, into sports, man. And we decided to do this podcast.
These guys today.
What? Peter, that's enough.
Brian, it's Brian.
Sorry.
Yeah, like as I was saying, like, yeah, man, we're just a bunch of guys that love sports and decided to get together and talk about sports on a podcast for our listeners, and every week, man. So.
And the difference is, like, with our audience, man, we're gonna be raw, we're gonna be unfiltered. Sounds a bit cliche, but the difference is that we educated. We've been there. We've been representatives.
Took a lot of caca.
We've been representatives, and we've done that, so we know what we're talking about.
A lot of caca.
All right, and this is why we are the Armchair Benchwarmers, because we're all about it. Talk about it, we're about it.
Nice. So this is our first ever episode.
It's our pilot, eh?
I hope we've ticked all the boxes here, because for every first ever episodes for any other podcast, you gotta start with a bang, and I think we've done that. The bang has passed, and now we're gonna talk about we talked about our podcast, and I think we should talk about ourselves, man. And the teams we support. And
I've got no problem talking about myself.
And why we love sports. I'll start with you, Ez.
I've always been a fan of women's volleyball. I just think it's an interesting concept. I think we should probably explore a little bit more and probably sort of engage in some of those conversations a bit more. It probably doesn't get the exposure that it needs in New Zealand, and I think it's something that we really sort of need to address and uplift. I think Cam has decided to sort of get some one-on-one sort of beach experience, and they're going to be reporting back to us. But look, I think in all seriousness, I'm probably grew up playing rugby, passionate about rugby. also passionate about the NRL, the Pacific Cup that I think we're going to be talking about later on. But yeah, sort of all things being said, up the Kiwis and up the mighty Blues. What about you, Cam? Like, you know, your teams, Northern Mystics. Sort of tell me a little bit about that, bro.
You know what? I'm born and bred Aucklander. You know, I'm born and bred Aucklander. So anything Auckland, I represent.
Nice,
This is my team. These are my teams. This is my city. And any team, any professional team that represents this fine metropolis of Auckland.
So you're
09.
a Warriors supporter?
I support. No, because the Warriors are New Zealand Warriors. Like, as soon as they change their name back to Auckland Warriors, then I'll probably jump on board the bandwagon. But
Cam, I think just like they're passionate for the 09. Look, I just sincerely, just like what you just said there. Like I just understand your sort of conviction to the 09. Tell me, how did the Auckland EPC team go?
mate, what, they only won one game?
And why are they so useless?
They're kaka, bro.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's what the Blues are kaka.
well, you know, like I was saying,
Hold me
like,
back, Cam. Hold me back. He made a derogatory comment about the Blues. Hold me back. Hold me back. Simon, I've had enough of that, Simon.
It's Brian. Brian.
It's Brian.
Brian the
Brian.
cup shaker from
Brian.
Henderson.
Crying. Same.
But no, boys, like, you know, I'm a sports fan, and I think I put it to my parents, because when I was young, man, like, my parents were into sports, and every time, like, you know, you go into the lounge on a Friday night or Saturday night, the All Blacks will be on, or the Kiwis will be on, you know, and my parents will be screaming at the TV. And as a kid, as a young kid, like, walking into that, like, thinking, what the hell are my parents screaming at? You know, like, who is this? You know, so it just started from there, man, and just a passion for sports, and just came from my mum and dad there, man. So I think it started from then, and I don't know, just loved Auckland Rugby Union from back in the days. My dad used to take me to Eden Park back in the days to watch the Auckland games.
Oh, nice.
And
nice.
that was during the 80s when, you know, Auckland was like winning every year.
right.
So, you know,
Ooh, I can't remember that far back.
I know, it was too long ago.
Was that
But,
when they had the old remember the leather rugby ball, the brown and black one?
Must
Remember
be,
kicking
because
that
I
around?
remember kicking that around in primary school.
I always used to watch those clips. I never experienced
I
that.
thought
sort
that
of
was
stuff.
AI, those clips. I don't think it was
And the rucking, remember the rucking back in the days?
Oh,
Oh,
man, that was
mate.
it. And the lineouts. Remember the lineouts? No lifting in the
They had
lineouts.
those long ass sprigs.
Who was your favourite All Black player back then?
Man, I love a lot of them. I love Michael Jones, love John Kerwin even.
But let's go like outside of what everyone goes Michael Jones. He's got the statue out and
Yeah.
All Hail the King. But like, who was one player that probably didn't get the accolades back then that deserved it?
Oh man, gotta think about that one, because there's a few. Like I remember, like I'm talking about the earliest I remember Auckland team. Like
Yeah, take us back to the 60s, bro. Take us back to the 60s. Tell us, bro.
I wasn't even born, man.
Back to black and white TV.
Sorry, 70s, bro.
But I just remember like that Auckland team, man, with Peter Fats. He was young back then, playing in there. Obviously Michael Jones was there. Like even when Terry Wright was there,
Oh,
you know,
tight
those
shorts,
days.
Terry Wright.
It was like just a lot of guys that were like heroes to me back then. But yeah, man, like, nah, I'm into sports. I'm into sports through, you know, just watching rugby. It's funny because I never played it. I played
Whoa. Pull the handbrake up.
No,
I
Dungeons and
ripped the under
Dragons
nines,
is
bro.
a
I
sport.
ripped the under nines, so I'm qualified to sort of, brother. What sport did you play? What sport did you play, bro?
I was a basketball player.
I
played.
Nice.
B-ball at school and stuff. But yeah, man. So I'm a fan of sports in general. Like I love rugby. It's funny because I was rugby union for a long time, but man, lately, like the last maybe the last 5 years, it's slowly been overtaken by NRL, man. Because now, like I'm more of a
That's a
rugby
man's
league fan now. Just the way NRL is right now, with the marketing and all that kind of stuff, and the fan engagement and all that kind of stuff. And I really hope that New Zealand Rugby, at least New Zealand Rugby Union in this country, changes and turn things around because they really need it there. But yeah, man, I'm a big sports fan. I played basketball at school, so I'm a big fan of the NBA.
And you almost made the NBA, didn't you?
In my dreams.
Yeah.
I almost made it in PS4, I think.
I want to hear that story. What?
Top 50 in New Zealand, top 50 in New Zealand. PS4.
You went, when you're playing ball, was that with Peter Pokai?
Peter Pokai.
Bro, he was the man, Peter Pokai.
Yeah, Peter Pokai.
And what about Brian? How the heck did you end up on this, man?
I was shaking cups and I watched your window. You asked me if I could come down and join you because your other host didn't make it. So here I am.
Shout out to the other host. They couldn't sort of make it all the way from the US. We had one of the Trump administration joining us, but unfortunately they couldn't make it due to sort of current public relations. Was
that Cash Patel? Was it?
Oh yes, Cash Patel was here in Wellington. Little ninja bar out, jumps in and jumps out. Didn't even sort of publicise anything. So what are we going to talk about today, there, Camz?
Well, first,
who's your teams, man? Who's your teams?
Yeah, exactly. So can we debate about NRL the teams we support? Can we debate about that? Because we support different teams, and some of us support teams that we hate or love.
But I mean, shouldn't teams be pretty obvious? Or in Auckland, shouldn't the two teams be the Blues and the Warriors? I mean, I'm down for the Blues, man. I rate them again above any other team. They didn't do so well this year, but look, man, it's up the mighty Blues. And look, you heard it here first. Your 2026 Super Rugby champions are the mighty Blues. But shouldn't that be a sort of every Aucklander's sort of teams by default?
It should be. So why is Brian? I heard that you're a Chiefs fan. So how does that happen?
Back in the days when
how's that happen?
Super Rugby first started, because I'm from the North Shore. I'm from Takapuna, and North Harbour fed the Chiefs when Super Rugby first started. Mm-hmm. So my loyalty just stayed with the Chiefs, even though they moved down to Hamilton. My loyalty stayed with them. Yeah, that's why. It was my local team, my local club that fed North Harbour, and North Harbour fed the Chiefs. I've just stuck with the Chiefs. Yeah.
That sounds like a loophole.
Eh?
That sounds like a loophole.
No, it's not a loophole. It's just loyal, bro.
Well, congratulations. I mean, your team took it out this year. I mean, you guys, far out. What a season, I suppose. You took it out. Look, you've been in the final. I think you've taken the finals out for the last three finals. I mean, look, to the coach, what a bloody awesome present to give the coach, Mr. What's his name, Clayton. Sort of well done.
How about our NRL teams? So, us three, the three people you see on your screen.
I'm Warriors hard, man.
We support the three different teams in NRL. Brian over here supports New Zealand Warriors. I support Manly Seagulls. Ez over here supports Brisbane Broncos.
2020.
I didn't realise you guys stayed in Australia.
So yeah.
Do you guys reside in Australia, or are you guys Australian?
Well, that's what I want to get to the bottom of, right? So I'll start with you, S. Why are you a Brisbane Broncos fan?
I was actually a Warriors fan until a person that I knew actually got sacked from the coaching staff. And I sort of thought at the time that they really should be developing a New Zealand coach. So after that, I sort of just said, nah, I'm not going to be supporting the Warriors. They should be developing. And they actually took on an Australian coach. And then I sort of decided on which team I would support outside of the Warriors. My younger brother, not my youngest, but my younger brother, he was staying in Brisbane at the time, so it was just sort of a natural decision. There was also a Kelston old boy, up the Kelston old boys, and he was playing for the Warriors, and James Gavitt. So ever since then, it's been up the mighty Broncos. And look, all that support's paid off, man. 2025 NRL champs, man, young.
NRLW.
Yeah, as well. Yeah. Brisbane had a good year this year. Like even their AFL team won, no?
Oh yeah,
We-
AFL.
we won. That's a pretty good year, man. I mean, look, the Warriors have had titles. Manly have taken out when they took out a title back in sort of 1923. Look, the Broncos. It was just due for the Broncos. You guys have had titles, sort of in the last. But when have the Warriors won? No, they Warriors.
No, they
We won the New South Wales Cup and the state cup.
I tell you one thing about the Warriors, though, which I've got to give the supporters out there. And if you're a Warriors fan, I have to give you credit. Like your support, particularly just even at other grounds, is pretty good. So to the Warriors fans and to the Warriors club, man, look after your supporters. Look, you haven't got a title yet. Yet. You may not get one, but look, hey, just if you're looking at what it takes to win titles, just look at the mighty Broncos. But to your supporters and all the supporters that are watching this, man, Warriors supporters are on.
Nice. Warriors supporters back there on.
In your team, Cam?
So I support the Manly Seagulls, and the reason why I support the Manly Seagulls is that, man, back when it was the Winfield Cup, and you know my story about when I was a kid coming into the lounge and my parents were screaming at the TV. One of the teams they were screaming at was the Manly Seagulls, only because Matthew Rich was there and Graham Lowe, he was the coach there. So the Kiwi connection probably, attracted a lot of New Zealanders to support those teams. They had Kiwis paying for those teams. Like I remember Sharks had a couple way in there. So we were Nico, he was Sharks. Jared McCracken for Bulldogs. That's why a lot of Kiwis love Bulldogs.
Kelston Old Boy.
Yeah, exactly. So, before the Warriors, there was a thing called the Winfield Cup, and that was in Australia. And because New Zealand didn't have a team there, a lot of Kiwis that played in New Zealand played for some of the teams. You had Gary Freeman at Balmain Tigers too. So a lot of these teams, Balmain Tigers, Bulldogs, Manly Seagulls, Eels. Don't know about the Broncos because not any Kiwis play for them. But you know what? This is my hot take, right? I think. Wait, right now there's a lot of Broncos fans who are Kiwis, right? And Kiwis who are Broncos fans were Broncos fans from back in the day. Back in the Winfield Cup days, my hot take is they're just bandwagons. Because those days, who was the dominating team? It was the Brisbane Broncos, right?
Debatable. You had Penrith Panthers, Greg Alexander. You had Mal Meninga's Canberra Raiders.
Canberra Raiders as well.
I have got one question to ask you about Manly, though. Cliff Lyons. Like, I think he was ahead of his time. Because when you look at his haircut, that's what people are wearing today.
Jerry Girls.
So, look, Cliffy Lyons, like, you may have been finished and retired from the game, but, man, that hairdo, like, you were onto something way back then, man. So, credit to you, bro.
Yeah, so I got to support what my parents supported when I was a kid. So, it was Manly Seagulls back then. When the Auckland Warriors started, my parents switched to Auckland Warriors because that was a homegrown team. Auckland team, I too switched to Auckland Warriors. Until they changed to New Zealand Warriors, I was like, what the hell is all this? Like,
What the hell?
What the hell? What happened to Auckland?
What is going on?
What's going on? So then I just
Can't believe it.
stuffed this team. I'm going back to my old team, the Manly Seagulls. So that's how I ended up with them. I've been with them ever since. And to be honest, I probably would go back to the Warriors if they changed back to Auckland Warriors. And I think the only way that will happen if there was a second New Zealand team. If there's a second New Zealand team, I think the Warriors will go back to Auckland.
Well, have I got a surprise for you? I was just reading in the news today, and everyone can sort of the viewers go and check it out online. In the New Zealand Herald, they have announced the second team. It's the Waitemata Seagulls. So they're going to be making their
congratulations, Seagulls.
2027. So congratulations, Waitemata Seagulls.
Nice.
In making the NRL. Well done.
Wow, they better upgrade the club rooms then. Is the club room's going to be upgraded?
Sorry, I've just read the Herald again. It was a misprint. Sorry, it wasn't the Waitemata Seagulls. It was the Manly Seagulls continuing their license. Sorry about that. Sorry out to the Waitemata fans.
Yeah, man. So that's my story. That's why I'm a Manly Seagulls supporter.
Oh, fair enough, man. I think I think all the teams. I think that's a good thing about the NRL competition is that you don't really sort of know who's going to be winning it. Each team it's so fiercely competitive. It's so fiercely even. You're only going to know during the competition day, which is probably a good segue because speaking about league, man, we've got a very, very big game happening this Sunday. It's my touch team playing at Cox's. No, it's the Kiwis. You can see my shirt here, up the mighty Kiwis, against the mighty Toa Samoa. Sort of what's your sort of take on the teams there?
Bro, it's a game that's been building up again in the last, I'm going to say half the year, because, everyone knew that these internationals were going to happen. Everyone knew that the Australian nations of competition, the Pacific Cup, was going to be between New Zealand Kiwis, Toa Samoa, and Tonga, because Australia's up in Northern Hemisphere doing the Ashes tests with England. So, and it was interesting because the past 3 years has been like this. Each of these teams, these 4 teams, Tonga, Samoa, Kiwis, and Kangaroos, have had the chance to go up and play in England, right? So, yeah, I think it's made this competition more even with the Kangaroos out of it. You know what I mean? So I think there's an extra added bonus of, hype for this comp now. Because just for the fact that the Kangaroos ain't there. But also because of the star power that these teams have now. You've got fucking Isaiah Katoa for Tonga there. You got the Kalasimo playing for Tonga. That's just the Tongan team itself. Whanua Blake's there. Lihai Hopoari's there. A lot of big names, and that's just in the Tongan team, right? So, yeah, you got the Kiwis there. All those names there, man. So,
yeah, I think, and we'll probably sort of go to our sort of fact checker here. Look, Brian, I understand that you have a background in Samoa. What's your sort of take on the selection of the team, man? Are there any sort of key sort of players that you think might be the difference in the game this weekend?
Bro, the whole team are beasts, bro. They're gonna waste the Kiwis. They're gonna waste MMT. You heard it here first. I just fact checked it too, and it's confirmed.
When he fact checks, it's 100% legit. What's your take on Camz? What's your take on teams being eligible to sort of play for Samoa and Tonga and still play Australian State of Origin? Does that create an unfair advantage for the likes of Kiwi players that don't have that same flexibility?
No, I don't think so. I think State of Origin is what it is. It's been there for how many years? From the start. It's always been a big event when State of Origin comes past. And as Kiwis, man, we are into it too. That's the time of year where us Kiwis, we choose a side, right? And that's the side we chose since we were back at school, man. Because have you ever heard one of our mates swap Queensland to New South Wales every year? I don't know, but
oh, I know a person. I
know the same person.
We call him J-Dub. So J-Dub, if you're watching, look, the guy changes teams like he changes underpants, man. It's just whoever's at the top of the table, the man will choose. So look, we'll keep it code for now, but I think he knows exactly who it is. I just made the comment around the Kiwis being eligible. I suppose if you're paying for the Kiwis, you're not eligible to play State of Origin, are you?
No, it's basically a trial for the Kangaroos.
It was a trial, It was originally a trial.
Yeah.
It was a trial for the Aussie team.
Yeah, which sort of doesn't make sense because if you think about Australia as a country, you mean you can only come from Queensland and New South Wales to play for Kangaroos?
It's when we first played your first club game, eh? Because you have had Kiwi-born players play in the State of Origin in the past.
Tamu, eh?
Brian,
Exactly. Yeah,
Brian,
there's
can I?
been a few.
Yeah, Brian, can I just ask, your role as a fact checker, can you not make assumptions? Can you fact check that, please? And if we can sort of get some facts on eligibility for State of Origin.
Fact checking. Yeah, no, confirmed. No, there have been New Zealand-born players that have played.
But
State Origin and then in the Aussie team.
I guess the advantage for Australia having this competition like State of Origin is, yes, it is a high quality, free high quality matches, right? So, of course, you're going to get experience playing State of Origin. Of course, it's going to help your game, the skill level, the star power that's in State of Origin. So, when it comes to Australia as a competition, like, you're going to pick those players, right? So, it's sort of like if the All Blacks had like a State of Origin, right? So that will help New Zealand. But I think when it comes to like picking All Blacks, we've got the Super Rugby, right? We don't really have a State of Origin for rugby union. But yeah, I think as far as New Zealand goes, that we just need to catch up. We just need these are the cards where we are dealt. We don't have our own State of Origin.
Yeah.
Australia has, and we just got to deal with it. So obviously, it's going to benefit Australia. So,
but does that, like, if you look at the context of the Kiwis versus Samoa, does that give Samoa an unfair advantage because you've had players that are playing for Toa Samoa that have had that exposure and they're now switching their, I suppose, their allegiance now to, and rightfully so, through to Samoa?
like
Does
Payne
it give
Haas,
them an
for
unfair
example.
advantage? Yeah.
Payne Haas, for example. I think that's the way it is. That's the way the rules are. You just got to deal with it. But that doesn't mean that Kiwi players can be eligible for State of Origin in the term of like not qualification, but skill level. Like for instance, Jerome Hughes, he'll definitely be in the State of Origin team, right? I want to ask you guys, and I'll put this down in our chat during the week. But with all the injuries and the unavailabilities that's been going on in the international game, which of these three teams in the Pacific Cup, Tonga, Samoa, and New Zealand, are gonna miss? Which team will hurt the most with the injuries and unavailability? Who do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty easy, man. I think the Kiwis are going to miss Jerome Hughes, man. I think he's extremely instrumental. He's demonstrated consistency. He's now extremely mature, but able to be consistent at a high level. Dylan Brown and you've got Kieran Foran. Like Kieran Foran's got yards on the. He's had yards in terms of his game time, but Dylan Brown. Bro, what's that bloody song? Lost in Space. The man hasn't even been playing out of position.
Is he $1.2 million? Is getting next year?
Man, 1.2 million, 1.3 million. The man hasn't been playing. So I think if Samoa to target a weak area, it would be around the halves, particularly around the combinations. You can, I mean, I suppose. Viewers will probably be good to see, get an opinion on that, but you can argue that Dylan Brown's got the experience in there, but his track record for this particular year, his performance is not that flash. So I think that's probably a weakness. Everywhere else, I think the teams are evenly matched.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think for me, out of the three teams with injuries and stuff, if you look at the Tongan team, they're okay. I don't think they have big injuries. You might say availability because what's his name from the Broncos? What's his name? The centre. Tony Staggs. He decided to play for Australia.
Which team does he play for?
Broncos.
Ah, the champs! The champs!
So he's decided to play for Australia. He's eligible for Tonga. He played Tonga last year.
Yeah, what's up with that, man?
Well, you go for the money, I guess. You get a straight $30K in your pocket. Could play for games.
Is that how much they get for playing?
I don't know, but you get some money anyway. More money than you would if you play for Tonga or Samoa. But I'm saying, like, I think that's who Tonga misses out on. But if you look at that team, maybe it's okay compared to who Toa Samoa misses out on. They miss out on Stephen Crichton. He's out for injury, so he's not playing. He's in the centres, but you look at that Toa Samoa team. They're pretty much okay without Stephen Crichton. You got May in there, eh? What's his name?
Tago from the Panthers.
Yep, you have him as well. But I agree with you. The loss of Jerome Hughes for the Kiwis is huge. When you look at the two lineups between Toa Samoa and the Kiwis for this Sunday,
yeah,
you look at that lineup. It looks pretty even. you take Kieran Foran out and you put Jerome Hughes in. I think he tips the scales. And you think, okay, this is going to be a match. I think the Kiwis will have a little bit of upper hand there in the halves there.
But how good is it that we're talking about this and you've got extremely noticeable absentees like the likes of what's his name, Critter. You've got those players that are coming out, but then you can just match them with equal quality, like the likes of Tango, to sort of fit back into their... He's on Taylor May to fit into their position. How cool is that? Because if you only got to sort of think, 5-6 years ago, where Samoa and Tonga were fielding teams that didn't have NRL experience, that didn't have a Super League experience over in the UK, and now they're able to field these teams. So much respect to the players to be able to choose it. I think it's increased the quality of the game, and that's only just going to enhance the quality of the football, I'd say. But and your take, bro, you Kiwis or Samoa? Just again, I'll just sort of remind you of how you sort of said how passionate you are about the 09, and the 09 is in New Zealand. But yeah, who are you supporting?
Toa Samoa, mate. I gotta go with the motherland. Gotta go with the motherland. Gotta go with my parents, man. So Toa Samoa the way.
And what do you think the score's going to be?
60-0.
Brian,
I think it's gonna be 18-22 to Toa Samoa.
22-0.
It's gonna be a close one.
Oh, look, I mean, all the very best to all the teams that are competing. I think for this, separating the bowl and the Pacific Champion is stupid. I think they should have them all together competing. I think the quality of the teams will go against. It's a good product, particularly at the end of the year. You could probably argue that there's probably some exhaustion kicking in from the NRL season, State of Origin, but this is probably a good window to sort of amalgamate it. I think that separation dilutes particularly the Pacific part of it to an extent when they're equally capable to be able to then compete against the likes of New Zealand, Samoa and Tonga. What's your take on that?
I think it's fine how it is, because you don't want those bloody 50-0 scores, that they might get. Like, can you imagine the Kangaroos playing?
No, Samoa. I mean, Samoa scored some points. Like, Rarotonga won't beat them by 50. Samoa scored a try or something.
Wasn't that the Samoa Kiwi score, 50-0?
Oh, that was a few years ago, eh? Yeah, that was a few. Can we fact check that, please?
No.
Brian,
too drunk.
Brian, you're fired. You're fired.
I just came by from memory.
So, scores. What's your score? I think the Kiwis are gonna absolutely blitz the Samoan team, man. I think it's gonna be with. Who are you going with, Brian?
40-12 to Samoa.
Oh, Brian, can you take your medication, please? Have you taken your medication today, please? After how much time we got the show? Please, we just need to take his medication. And Cam, what's your take on the score?
The score?
2018, was it?
2018. 22-18. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you've got a fever, bro. Look. Hey, two co-hosts here. Look, unfortunately, a little bit under the weather at the moment. So look, the scores. Yeah, look, just believe in the mighty Kiwis, man, because that's where it's gonna be. So the other thing that I sort of have just been thinking about is these bloody All Blacks, man. Far out.
Who are they?
What's wrong with them?
I just honestly think.
What's wrong with them other than being coached by Razor? What's wrong with them?
I personally think that, man, the All Blacks jumper is just given away like someone giving away lollies, man. I think the value of the jumper is just absolutely diluted. I think every good player that's basically had 5 minutes of good rugby and's probably got a good hairdo is now being thrown a jumper. I looked at I looked at the games throughout this year, and there's chopping and changing in terms of who players are and where players can go, and I'd like to look at some of the stats in terms of this particular year, how many times the same All Black team has been fielded. And look, I know that the big sort of take is always around the World Cup, but we've lost like the aura of being an All Black. And going in where other teams would fear us and that expectation that we're always going to win, but other teams' confidence. And they're doing it not only in terms of their expectation, but they're demonstrating it with some of the wins. Look at the Argentina, look at the quality of Australian rugby now. It seems that All Blacks have just remained static. They're giving away the jumper to anyone that's probably picks up a rugby ball at the moment. And then you're sort of letting go of probably one of the greatest centres to ever play the game, that mighty Rico, man. Razor, are you all there, mate? Is any, like, Rico? I mean, you had Proctor in the centres. Proctor rhymes with doctor. That's what Proctor needs to do, man. He needs to go see the doctor, bro. Sort of chill out for a bit, take a medical leave, man, and put Rico back there. Because without Rico, man, there's no All Blacks. What's your take, brother? What's your take? Do I need medication, bro?
No, I think there's a few things you said there that are correct. Particularly the All Blacks, how they are. Like, I think there's a reason why we're seeing the same guys come in the starting 15, and I think it's because it's not a player drain, so to speak. But man, that's all we got. That's all the players we got. Like, there's hardly any X factors anymore. We don't have any X factors players anymore. Like, who's our X factor players? Like
One word.
Adi Sevilla.
Oh, Artie's there, but one word, bro. Rico.
Mean at defense. Better defensive player than Proctor.
Bro, have you checked out his hairdo? No other player has a hairdo better than him, bro.
I don't know. When I think of Rico Ioane, all I think about is tries he scored back in the day on the wing, right? And that's why we remember him for. We remember him for his finishings. There was a time in the Blues, 2 years he never scored a try. What the hell happened?
Bro, but he doesn't need to score tries because what he does is he doesn't let in tries. See, when we go to the media, people they go, look, here's the score tries. And again, that's why we go back to the name of ours, because we're the Armchair Benchwarmers. And we tell it like it is. All right? He doesn't need to score tries. Man, he needs to just... He's tackling, he's defending, and he's not letting in tries.
But that's what I mean. Like, he's a mean defender. He's the mean defender in the midfield. But I don't think that's where Razor wants the All Blacks to go. I think he wants more attack, because they lack attack. I think they lack attack.
Bro, Razor lacks a hairdo.
Exactly.
Have you seen his hairdo in press conferences, bro?
Exactly.
Have you seen his hairdo?
That's all.
It's like the man just woke up, and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I think when it comes to personnel, that's all the All Blacks have. These same guys. I think they're not deep enough. The All Blacks aren't deep anymore.
Okay, let me ask you a question then here, and Brian, you can also add your 2 cents. Who would you, if you were coach, who would you put in their centre? Rico or Billy Proctor?
Oh, definitely Rico over Billy.
So why do you think they leave him out? Like, Rico's basically gone out to the wing. His performance. I mean, after playing consecutive games at centre, then you chuck him on the wing. Like, the man's played out of position for the last couple of years.
Yeah, hard. When was the last time he played on the wing, bro?
Bad coaching, eh? Bad coaching.
He's a centre now.
I mean,
he hasn't been a wing for fucking ages.
I mean, we know that. Benchwarmers all over New Zealand know that.
Oh, bro.
And and Razor makes this decision.
But only the 3 benchwarmers know, okay, that are certified, okay? Under 9s, basketball, and we've got women's hockey. Brian played women's hockey. Like, we're certified. We are certified.
That's that was pre-op. I played women's hockey.
But I think that's it. But I think also, like, you look at the Adi Savia captaincy. It's a common public topic that seems to always be sidestepped. And I know a sidestep because when I played under 7s touch, rep touch, bro, I knew how to sidestep. It may not look at now, but back then, bro, I could sidestep.
I thought there was politics around that. Adi not being captain, wasn't it about his label, his clothing label, was going against the main sponsor for All Blacks? I thought I read something in the
ASAV.
Yeah, whatever the sponsors, like, they didn't like Adi, like, representing his own clothing label, because he's got a clothing label.
Yes, I see that. ASAV. Look, we're looking for sponsors. if there's any sponsors out there, ASAV, man, look, if you want to get your brand out there, look, man, hey, we're happy to throw it on that show, man. So, look, this here, I sort of borrowed. I've got to give it back after the show. So, if you guys, any sponsors out there that want to sort of throw us some sponsors, like that's ginger ale. Yeah, it's ginger ale. I've got ginger ale too. So if any sponsors want to just throw their products up on there, hey, get in contact with our...
I'm drinking vodka, if any vodka sponsors.
Oh, yes, Brian. Yeah. I actually thought it was water.
Sorry. Vodka, yeah.
So look, ASAV, look, I've seen their product around. Look, if you want to throw a few samples out there, look, drop us a line.
What about that Rugby 360, bro? Impact on Super Rugby, NRL. Is it NRL CEO banning the players for, saying 10 years? So I don't know. He's going to govern that.
Yeah, that's probably an interesting... I haven't sort of... I mean, I've sort of read bits of it. I haven't really sort of looked into it too much. But I suppose one of the things that probably first came to mind is probably from a legal perspective, because players would have already had established contracts that they would have signed. And I suppose, what does the legal position then to just basically say, hey, we're going to ban you? And like, do the existing contracts that players have, is that really in...
What about the players that are out of contract? Like coming at the end of the year and they're free agents. How can they ban them? When they're out of contract, bro, and then they sign up with.
Surely they can't ban those guys. They're off contract.
And then you got the 9 unions saying that the players that go to Rugby 360 can't play for the national side, like the All Blacks. Yeah, I think it's a good move for the smaller teams like the island, Samoa and Tonga. Players get the money and can afford to come back and play top tier international rugby.
What does the model look like? Because I suppose
I think it's like that live golf, live golf, the Rebel golf tournament that went away from the PGA Tour.
No,
it's backed by the Saudis apparently.
Oh,
with the, big money.
Okay.
Right a season though with the boxing, because they've taken over boxing.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that, but it probably does raise a question. I suppose over the next few months, when there's probably a bit more detail and you probably are getting players. I think they're talking about Lomax, Zach Lomax from the Parramatta Eels, Payne Haas, and I think I sort of raised the question when I was in holiday in Dubai about Payne Haas, and I sort of sensed that if the Broncos won that title, that Payne Haas is probably likely to sort of exit and go to another team. Shout out to Diggs. That was the conversation I had with him. So yeah, I think players probably need to sort of take that money. And if you've achieved an NRL title and you've achieved sort of the accolades that Payne Haas has achieved, yeah, I think why wouldn't you take it? Why wouldn't you take that money? What else have you got to achieve? Oh, okay, I've got 2 grand finals, or 3 or 4, like Nathan Cleary and the Penrith boys. But I mean, one's probably enough, man. I mean, once you're finished in the NRL or you're finished in the Super Rugby and your product is no longer worth it, man, your value is going to literally diminishes overnight unless you've kind of got sort of backup plans after rugby, like the likes of, say, Daniel Carter, Richie McCaw, guys that can sort of jump into areas. Who's the Storm halfback that's going on to into the commentary side of things? Doesn't really sort of show like my experience as a bloody sports person. It's on the knowledge. That's why we are the Armchair Benchwarmers. Okay? Because we talk facts. All right? We may not necessarily get the accuracy of the details, but we talk facts.
We're not accurate.
Because why? We are the Armchair Benchwarmers.
So,
I'm trying to think of his name now. The halfback.
Halfback for
Storm. He
for
was
Storm.
with the Storm. Fact checker, please check who the Storm halfback was, played State of Origin and Australia. Cooper Cronk.
But you know, like you touched on something that's really interesting because when it comes to professional players, especially if you're in a physical sport like rugby league or any physical sport, that you are injury away for ruining your career, right? You're one injury away from losing your job, basically, and it's the luck of a draw most of the times. So I give it up to these guys, man. If you're a professional rugby player or rugby league player, and you're punishing your body every week, like your time is limited, and the lifespan of a rugby player is short. Like the 30s, you're on your way out, right? In your 30s to 35. So make as much money as you can. Like if you got an opportunity to make some money overseas, if a competition comes out of the blues. If competition comes out of the blues like this Rugby 360, I don't know much about it.
Big money, bro.
But these Arabs, man, are chucking money. They're already chucking money at boxing, and they're sort of taking over. Everyone's going to Saudi Arabia to watch the boxing now, or to fight now. So now they want to put their hands into the game of rugby too. So
it's probably like this. It's probably like a podcast sports show here. Like, if people want to throw some money, and you want some return on your investment. Talk to us. We've got options, right? And that's a perfect product, in terms of the boxing side of things as to where everyone's going. So look, everyone's going to be tuning in. So any people out there, any companies that want to sort of get some sponsorship and throw it the right way, talk to moi.
I don't care who the sponsor is, but 4XL and size US 13.
In terms of this Northern tour with the All Blacks, the team that they've taken,
I don't think anyone's interested in it, really. It's
that's the thing is
the
like
New Zealand public is not they're not as hyped about it as like back in the day. Remember when the All Blacks used to go on tour? Everyone used to talk about these days, man. It's just another New Zealand sporting team going overseas, bro.
When you go to a game, honestly. The environment, the supporters,
Kaka, bro.
These are boring, man. All Blacks score a try and it's like...
Man, some of those Super Rugby semi-finals. Remember we went to one? Super Rugby semi-final. Man, it was empty.
You know why, though?
There was more people at the NPC games.
You know why, Brian?
Because it was at Eden Park.
No, because if you weren't standing outside every entrance to Eden Park asking for money... The supporters would have come through, okay?
Checking.
If you weren't standing out every entrance into Eden Park, bro, it would have been packed out. I saw the 25,000 people that were leaving because you were outside asking for money.
There would have been 500 people max, bro.
Look,
there was Blues versus Brumbies,
Look,
a few years ago.
Hey guys, the reason why rugby union sucks in this country
Talk to us.
is because NZR have dropped the ball, man. NZR have been resting on their laurels for such a long time. The rest of the world is overtaken, and now NZR they're way behind.
So what do they do to improve that? Because that's the real thing. Like revenue is going to drive that, and it can only be the product can only be sustained if you're going to be losing money. How do they sustain that? Because the product can't continue if it's not making money.
I think they allow overseas players that go overseas, come back and play for the All Blacks, bro.
Nah, I think
But how is that going to
I think it's the culture they need to change. They need the culture has gone past them now, so they have to change.
But
if you look at what the NRL has done, look from last 5-6 years, what the NRL has done, they pretty much took the blueprint of American sports and brought it down to Australia. Like, if you look at the NFL, and if you look at the NRL is copying what the NFL are doing in terms of, like, these shows. Yeah. Like, when they do the grand final, it's like a Super Bowl. They have a big halftime show. But you've been to State of Origin? Yeah. You see how they do the stadiums? And the entertainment? It's sports entertainment.
I think... And one of the things that I really enjoyed about that experience was just how seamless was to get to the game, into the game, watch the game, access the food and drink, and then from our game. And it was all public transport, which just adds to the whole experience. But how, like, we talk about, Brian, you mentioned sort of overseas players, but how do they then convert to bums on seats? Do you mean that while they're playing overseas, they're eligible to play All Blacks?
For the All Blacks, yeah, because you were talking about the All Blacks, bro. not about Super Rugby teams.
Because I think as a product,
That's how you keep the better players. Like you get of the hundreds of New Zealanders that go overseas to play rugby, say 10% are like top tier. That's 10% of players that the All Blacks will never see because of their rules.
that's pretty hot. And speaking of hot, are you hot in that mask?
Fuck yeah, bro.
But that's the thing. NZR have lost how to get fan engagement.
Look, and
You
but
need
how do
fan
they
engagement.
How do they do that?
They've lost how to
Because-
do it. They've lost how
And
to
then
do
they
it.
give sabbaticals to special players. This is pretty unfair, you know. They let so and so go to Japan for one season to make some money. Why don't you just let the players go overseas, play their club rugby overseas, get the big money, and then come back represent New Zealand, bro?
I heard they
You
let
get
them.
a better team, bigger selection of players, and better quality.
Are you talking about what South Africa does?
Yeah,
and what the
that's
Wallabies does.
And Australia.
Yeah,
Australia
does
too.
it too,
they're
yeah.
doing it now. Yeah, and bro, look at Australia now. They have improved big time.
I heard. Oh man, I'm not sure I should be saying this live or getting this out in the public. And I heard that the All Blacks let the players have sabbaticals to Japan so they can bring back the chicken and egg sandwiches.
Bro, I hit their fire.
That's what I heard. So, actually, I know someone that's going to be going to Japan. Not next week. We know someone that actually got back from Japan. Shout out to you, Steph. And I can't really say it because he probably hasn't announced it. But who's heading to Japan on the 27th, I think. So safe travels out to you, Ty. Oh, sorry. But look, the product needs to increase because rugby, with the exception of the Mighty Blues, up the Mighty Blues, is pretty boring. Like, it's a boring product at the moment. And referees, I think, also have to be accountable in that. I think they have to fasten the game up with probably less.
Stoppages, bro.
I disagree. I don't think it's the game. There's nothing wrong with the game. It's the fan engagement that's what's wrong. If you look at Northern Hemisphere, man, they're packed. The crowds that go to watch those games, top 14.
Because their
France.
stadiums only hold 5,000 people.
Well, they're still packed, and it looks like a good product. When you look at their rugby up there, the fans go. The fans are engaged. I don't know what they do. I haven't seen the marketing and what they do over there, but the fans still go. In England, the fans go.
But don't you think that the All Blacks and the brains trust there that are leading it? I mean, the All Blacks is a bloody beast of a product.
you
market.
get the numbers at the stadiums when the All Blacks play.
Haven't they
But
been
it's
losing
under
money,
the
though?
All Blacks that there's nothing. Look at the NBC. Man, you can count the people that goes to the games.
No, I can't, because when I watched it, there was 5 people,
5 people at NBC
and
games.
3 of them were staff.
Oh my gosh. That's like, what the hell's going on, man?
No, NPC, especially Auckland Rugby, man. What's up with Auckland Rugby? Man, the powerhouse, like, ugh.
Nah, it's. I don't think anything wrong with the game. The game is fine. It's the fan engagement. That's the
Boring. The
problem.
game's boring.
Nah,
bro.
That's
I-
the problem.
Too many
I disagree, man.
stoppages.
Too many stoppages. It's
Because
slowing the game down.
because they are competing with NRL. They are competing with Rugby League. And if you look at Rugby League, that's a more exciting game to watch. That's,
Because of less stoppages.
Yeah,
exactly,
less
but
stoppages.
you know, you don't have to change the game of rugby because we love rugby. We watch rugby. Like even though there's stoppages, we still watch,
Correction.
we still
I watch the Blues and I watch the
Well,
All Blacks,
well,
and
we
I've
still-
probably
we
fallen
still
asleep at the
enjoy
All
it.
Blacks, bro.
We still enjoy the game. But I'm just saying, like, there has to be more fan engagement, and that's what's lacking in New Zealand.
But okay, let's take the example of going to Eden Park. Right, you go and I think Super
Oh,
Rugby's
shit.
realised
Shit.
that. You go there and you buy a $20 ticket. You sit down and you go there and you go, okay, kids, because they're promoting that real sort of family vibe, and you take them and go, okay, kids. So you brought like 4 tickets for $30. That's awesome, or $40, right? That's, let's say, 2 adults and 2 kids. Then you go and say, the kids go, I'm hungry and I'm thirsty. And you go up there and you go to the stalls and you wait in line, because there's not many people there, it may be 30 seconds, you wait in line. And you go, okay, what would you like? Oh, I would like a burger, a chips, and a drink.
They'll be
So you get
$60.
for 4 people, and you walk up to the counter,
That'll be $140, thank you.
and then the lovely person in the counter that sits there that probably doesn't really want to be working but is working goes, that will be $3,000. You'd go to one game, you pay the $3,000. They're pretty special chips. Your drink's half full. Your patty's half cooked. And then you go there spending $40 but end up spending $5,000.
I also cupshake at those events.
How do you do engagement? How does engagement work?
The engagement it's a lot of things. It's not just at the stadiums. It's because
What, do you watch from a tree?
no, because if engagement happens when you're at the stadiums, you don't even care about all that stuff. You just buy your food, go watch. But the engagement happens in the marketing of the game. The engagement happens with the.
But then that's cost.
So what? You got to do it. The engagement happens with storytelling, with drama, with what the media like. You got to have some drama. You know, in the NRL, there's always like off-field dramas in the news, and they suck it up. They suck it up, and the fans love it. Even though, and that's why you get the booing for what's his name from the Broncos. What's the Aboriginal guy?
I don't know. All I remember is they're the 2025 champions. Up the mighty Broncos, bro.
Oh, man.
You can boo them all you like.
Israel Mam.
Hey,
Israel Mam.
Monkey
That is
Man.
hey, no matter how negative it is, it's still engagement, and that's what the fans are passionate. Fans hate him,
Israel, you the man, bro. You the man.
but that's
of
what I
the
mean.
Broncos.
That hate, that emotion, is what you need to get out of these fans to get the engagement. And you gotta do it in a way where it's not like family friendly. Like you're not gonna get anything with family friendly. So you gotta.
I think Super Rugby, they're a bit uptight, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Conservative?
They're
Are you saying conservative?
How are
Yeah.
you conservative?
It's a
How are
bit
you
too
conservative?
strict.
You gotta like change the culture, man.
Well, I've you know what? Super Rugby organisers, 2026. You want a product that sells? You want bums on seats? You know where to come, man. You know where to come. Talk to us. We know how it works.
Like a
Don't
good-
we, guys?
a
We
good
know how it
example-
works.
a good example
You want
of
to make
fan
20,
engagement.
50 million, trillion, infinity. I
They
don't
need
know
to
how
loosen
many
up,
more
bro.
money.
They need to,
Like-
the coaches need to lose the tie and suit.
Like you know, a good example of fan engagement in rugby union.
Talk to me, Cam.
Look at the Auckland 1A comp. When King's College plays Auckland Grammar, or when Kelston Boys plays, you know, those games. Those games. Look at the fans that show up.
Who's King's College, bro?
Painted faces.
King's College, who are they?
Nah, I'm just saying those games.
You mean
man.
Checkbook College?
like?
Checkbook.
Well, that's engagement. Like you saw.
No,
like,
that's money. That's not engagement. That's like.
Nah, I'm talking about the people that go watch those games, the final.
Yeah,
in the
because
park.
all those schools,
Oh,
they
like-
support
like-
hard, eh?
Like these are the curtain raisers for the ABC game that
Yes.
follows, and everyone leaves.
Yes, everyone did. Everyone
And
did.
no
Yeah,
one's
yeah,
at the
yeah,
ABC
yeah,
game,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and the 1A comp is the curtain raiser,
But
and
no one
everyone's
wants
there.
to. No one wants
And
to
everyone
watch
leaves.
the Auckland
why, like-
NPC team.
And
But that's what I mean. That's
Kaka, bro.
where NZR have failed with the professional game with all the.
It's
semi-
different down in Hamilton, bro.
speaking of
Those
that,
Waikato games are fucking overflowing, bro. They fact check that.
what games are you watching, man? Is he taking his medication?
They're not televised, these games.
Oh.
Like here's an example of engagement, right? In America,
Yeah.
college sports is fucking hard out, man. Do you know why? Because they cultivate the same in 1A, in Auckland 1A. Like you're from Kelston Boys, you went to Kelston Boys. You love
Champs, the
you
champs. Not
as
just
an
pushing
adult,
it,
as an older adult, you will go back and support the first 15.
but- Oh, well, this year. They've done
And
so for me,
and same as guys that went to Auckland Grammar, go back support their first 15. De La Salle, Kings or St. Kitts. Like it doesn't matter. Like you come from that school, you stay with that
Yep.
team for the rest of your life. And that's what America does brilliantly. Because if you look at all the college sports in there, like all the alumni, like they cultivate that culture because everybody there is hard out with their team, right? And that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do.
So should New Zealand get a university? Because you know in the States that's what they call the colleges.
Well, that's the formula, right? That's the
should
formula.
they
That's how they should engage with
Yeah.
why you love the Chiefs or why you love the Crusaders or why you love the Blues or the Hurricanes or whatever it is. Like
start young, eh?
exactly. And that's what America does beautifully. They do that because it's all about money. It's all about money. Well, any other sports happening?
Yeah, just something that probably doesn't get picked, and that's why our show is quite unique, and why you're going to get sort of unique takes on thing is we got the Pacifica Junior Tag Cup coming up, and that's happening on December the 5th to the 7th. And is happening in Auckland. I don't know. We're in Auckland because I haven't even been
Who's your team?
looking at the
Who's your
instructions.
team in the tag,
look, we are representing. My daughter's actually playing in it, and that's why I'm plugging it here. And we're representing the beautiful country of Niue.
Oh, nice.
So, whakalofalei atu to everyone out there. If you're not doing anything over that, over December 5th to 7th, come down. A whole lot of teams that are playing from Tonga, Samoa to the Cook Islands.
Free
New
food
Zealand,
too,
Māori.
There's a free feed.
There is free food. You just have to bring it. So if you bring your own food, it's free food for that. But come down. It's going to be it's a 2.5, 3 day event. So pop on down. We'll share more details because I just haven't read the details properly. So pop on down and come and support some of the kids that are down there. You probably know someone, and just come down and enjoy that. Enjoy the weekend. So that's Pacifica Tag, December 5 to 7. 5th to the 7th, 2005.
Good dates, those.
Nice, bro.
And what's happening for the rest of the weekend?
Rest of the weekend, just that Toa Samoa Kiwis game, man. Looking forward to on Sunday. So, yeah, man, just can't wait for that. I'm in morning mode, man, because my team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, lost today. They lost against a team that was without their starting quarterback, the Cincinnati.
Bro, you're
Bengals.
Pittsburgh?
I'm Pittsburgh, man.
Bro, my favorite player for Pittsburgh, bro, that's playing, bro, Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, man.
Bro, he's the man, bro. Is he still playing?
Nah, he's retired.
Bro, that's not
I
my
think he's
favorite
like-
player, bro.
He's like old age now, eh?
Yeah.
My favorite player,
It's a
bro,
while ago.
is who's the guy that went from league to the
Mayada.
Mayada, bro. Favorite player, bro, Mayada. Big shout out to you, bro.
What teams he play for?
He plays for Minnesota Scorpions, bro.
Close enough.
I can't watch
close
NFL, bro. Like, you jump into NFL and it's
enough.
like
Take too long, eh?
you get players that jump in and you're like, where are you going? And then they jump off and then there's another player, then there's another player, and you're like, what?
3 different teams.
Bro,
Defensive, and a special team.
He plays for Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles are
Yes.
defending champions.
Yes. What's his name?
Who?
The league
Mayada.
player.
My
Mayada.
laptop.
No. They came from Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, Malata. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Why don't you say that? It's Malata, bro. Felipe Malata.
So here's some quick facts, right? So Philadelphia Eagles, they're defending champions.
Yo.
Philadelphia football fans are known as the most craziest fans in all of America
Crazy.
because they are
Fact check, please.
they
Fact
are
check.
worse.
Fact check. Brian, fact check, please.
Apparently, they're worse than New Zealand Warriors
60%
fans.
they're crazy, yeah.
Apparently, they're worse than New Zealand Warriors fans.
Hey.
See, New Zealand Warriors fans beat up the game because the Philadelphia Eagles fans are worse.
New Zealand Warriors fans,
They're
man,
not
like
crazy, man. They're just hard out.
they are harder. They
They're
are.
real.
And the New Zealand Warriors, like they've leveraged off the fact that you've got a whole country behind them. And you go to other stadiums, and man, you see who was talking about it. Someone was talking about where they their team were. Like, they had the home game, but the Warriors supporters were... It felt like a home game for the Warriors supporters.
Man, there was a lot of games this season that felt like it was a home game for the Warriors.
Except Brisbane.
No, there was a bit of a 50-50.
So,
50.
and Brian, what do you got? What do you got planned for the weekend?
I'm going for a kayak in a couple of hours. Yeah.
I thought you were going to go and ride a motorbike with that mask, bro.
Nah, that's tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Got motocross tomorrow.
Skiing?
Next week. Yeah, got skiing next week.
And women's volleyball?
Well, I have to go look for a bikini to enter the comp. Can't just wear a t-shirt these days. Yeah.
Well, people, thank you for checking in. Thank you for taking the time to have a look. Remember, we are the Armchair Benchwarmers. We talk about facts, straight facts, and we've got our fact checker.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Brian, you're going to be here next week?
I'm going to be here all week.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I've lost my home. I've got to do some cup shaking down the road later on.
And we got CC here, Captain Camz. You got any last words?
Yeah, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe. On
And up the tour!
channel.
Up the tour!
Kiwis!
Okay, that's us.
That's us.
Fast foot.
Right. Look here.
Oh.